Hey, this is Clayton on my how-to video for my Vision Tech project. This time I did Illustrator again, and this was my picture I made. I also made a little raven thing and a diamond design, and I'll just kind of talk about how I made those and what techniques I used. For this one, my major one, the tree, which looks pretty cool, was actually pretty simple. I just used the bamboo, and it was a lot easier because you could make the lines bigger and smaller with the pressure, which is the main reason for the bamboo. But I just curved around where I needed to and made it bigger and smaller, which I think it came out pretty nice. It looks a lot harder to make than it was. For the rest of it, my buildings, I'll go to that. I made in a separate document, then copy and pasted them in. And actually the buildings I'd make in a different one even, make them symbols and then copy and paste them in. And they're really easy to make actually. You just bunch of rectangles, make how you want them, each side how you want them to look. Copy and paste them into this one and it automatically just rotates and makes them smaller how you want them. As you go deeper it gets harder, but not by a lot, and it looks nice. Turned out nice. The hills just pinned out with the gradients. The clouds are a bit trickier. I spent some time trying to figure out how I was going to do them, and they're not really how I wanted them to look, but they turned out nice. I watched a tutorial that I was trying to do for a long time about how to make a fog thing with the symbol brush, but it just never looked how I wanted it to, or how it looked on the tutorial. So eventually I just kind of made a bunch of black rectangles, then used the warp flag effect, which if you look at one of them, it just curves it around a bit and it kind of makes that bendy cloud look that I was looking for. Then I just decrease the opacity and put them over each other to make a flowing look. And really that's about that picture. It doesn't sound like I did a whole lot, but it is pretty time consuming, and I actually learned a lot watching tutorials the first week or so than I actually used in the project. So the last week or few days I made a few other pictures, one of them being this little raven thing. If I go to the layers, I originally made just a bird, and I think just the bird looks the best because, I don't know, it's just really flowing and it just curves right down into a point. But I looked at it and I thought it was missing something, and that something was a tail feather. But then when I looked at the tail feather, I realized it was missing legs, so I gave it those. What I did on this was I created originally the kind of shape that you see here. Then I outlined the feathers, and then I had to make them all separate entities, if you know what I mean. So they're their own box right here, which sounds like it was easy, but it took a lot of recreating and then deleting and creating again and editing lines, and it actually didn't take too long, and I think it looks really cool, especially just that looks cool. The diamond design, I just kind of had this idea in my head of a really simple design, but that I think would look cool. So I just decided to do it. And you'd be surprised how hard it is to make a perfect diamond. I don't know, it's just harder than I thought it would be. You have to like make a line, copy it, rotate it 4 times, and then until it makes this. And then because they're separate lines, not connected, you have to go over it again with a pen to make it that have it pointy, not just points. And yeah, it started out like that, but I thought everything needs a bit more. So I add some sides. I actually have the colors in a different layer, and it would be like kind of hollow right here. I like to think of it as hollow, but it's really just empty. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I thought they all turned out nice. I kind of, on this one, wish it not exactly what I've been picturing, but I think it worked out nice. And that's my project. Thanks for watching.